One of the most prominent and influential families in American history, the Rockefeller family made their fortune in the oil industry during the late 19th and early 20th centuries, and have since been known for their philanthropy and contributions to art, education and science. John D. Rockefeller Sr. was the patriarch of the family, who is widely considered to be one of the wealthiest people in history, and his descendants have continued to make an impact in various fields and industries. Today we're taking a look at 19 expensive things owned by one of America's richest family, the Rothschilds. Don't forget to comment down below if you think I missed anything at all in the video, and let me know what other videos you want to see next. Number 19. Mount Desert Island Holiday Home. The Rockefeller Mount Desert Island Holiday Home, located in Maine, USA, was built by philanthropist John D. Rockefeller Jr. in the 1920s. The luxury retreat sits on a scheduled island and features stunning views of the Atlantic Ocean, and it is now a popular tourist destination and historical site. Designed by the famous American architect Charles Platt, it was built in the style of a traditional New England coastal village with rustic shingled cottages and winding paths. The property was also one of the first places in the US where land was preserved for both public and private use, setting a precedent for future conservation efforts. Number 18. The Rockefeller Center. Spanning 22 acres and consisting of 19 commercial buildings, most notable buildings in the complex include the 70-story GE building, which is the centerpiece of the complex, and the RCA building, home to the famous Radio City Music Hall. The cost of building the Rockefeller Center was significant, with estimates ranging from $250 million to $500 million at the time of construction, which took place during the Great Depression in the 1930s. The project was funded by the Rockefeller family, primarily John D. Rockefeller Jr., who owned the land and was the driving force behind the development. Located in the heart of Midtown Manhattan in New York City, it was built by the Rockefeller family in the late 1930s and is one of the most iconic landmarks in the city. Home to some of the most well-known attractions, including the Top of the Rock observation deck and the famous ice skating rink, it also features the Atlas statue, a yearly Christmas tree lighting ceremony. The tree lighting ceremony is a beloved tradition that attracts visitors from all over the world, and today the Rockefeller Center remains a hub of commercial and cultural activity in New York City and continues to be a popular tourist destination. Number 17. The Hudson Pines Mansion. Built in 1938 for John D. Rockefeller Jr., it was designed by architect Mott B. Schmidt in the Georgian Revival style, and Hudson Pines Mansion is a historical estate located in the town of Pocantiso Hills, New York. The estate spans over 75 acres and features expansive gardens, woodlands and a lake, while the mansion itself has 40 rooms, including a grand ballroom, library and dining room. The mansion is now privately owned and has not been open to the public, but it remains a significant example of the grandeur and luxury of the Gilded Age of American Rockefeller history. Number 16. The 1917 Crane Simplex Model 5. Owning a luxury car back in the days of John D. Rockefeller was quite the feat, and his 1917 Crane Simplex Model 5 was powered by a 680 cubic inch 6-cylinder engine that produced 110 horsepower. The Crane Simplex Model 5 was notable for its elegant design and craftsmanship, with many of the cars being custom built for individual owners, and were among the largest, most powerful and most expensive of the 20th century. The car's exterior was typically adorned with fine finishes such as nickel plating and featured a distinctive long hood and graceful lines. Despite its high price tag, the Crane Simplex Model 5 was popular among wealthy car enthusiasts and was owned by many prominent figures of the time. The car is today considered a classic classic example of early 20th century automotive design, and is highly sought after by collectors, with only a few dozen still believed to exist. The good news is that Rockefeller's car does still exist and can be seen today in the LeMay's American Car Museum in Tacoma, Washington, having undergone a 100th anniversary restoration. Number 15, 28 Liberty Street. Formerly known as 1 Chase Manhattan Plaza, this 60-story skyscraper is located in the financial district of Manhattan and was proposed by David Rockefeller in the 1950s. The building was designed as a means to keep the newly merged Chase Manhattan Bank within Lower Manhattan while merging its 8,700 employees into one facility. The building has about 1.8 million square feet above ground floor areas and features a 30-foot tall lobby, 5 basement levels below the concourse, and once had vaults located on the lowest floor. The 5th basement had a bank vault nearly the size of a football field, which sorted $35 billion worth of securities and covered about half the site. Largely built above a layer of quicksand located 60 feet, over 45,000 gallons of sodium silicate and 99 short tons of calcium chloride were used to solidify the site through more than 200 pipes. At the time of construction, the total cost was estimated at $121 million. However, once completed, the building is thought to have cost a significant amount more at $138 million in total. Today, the building is owned by Fosun, a Chinese investment company who paid roughly $725 million for the building in 2013. Number 14, Lakewood Golf Course, New Jersey. Located in Lakewood Township, New Jersey, this public 18-hole golf course was originally built in the 1890s and was once owned by John D. Rockefeller. Rockefeller began acquiring property in Lakewood, New Jersey in March 1901, and the course features tree-lined fairways, several water hazards, and well-manicured greens. A popular choice for golfers at all skill levels, Lakewood Golf Course also features a driving range and practice putting green, as well as a pro shop and snack bar. Course is open year-round, weather permitting, and tee times can be booked online or by phone, and Lakewood Township is known for its vibrant art scene, historical landmarks, and beautiful parks. The town is also home to several shopping and dining destinations, making it a great place to visit on the day or for a weekend getaway. Number 13, St. Barts Home. Once owned by the late billionaire businessman and philanthropist David Rockefeller, who passed away in 2017, this luxury private estate is located on the island of St. Bartholomew in the Caribbean. The estate spans over 15 acres and features a main residence, guest house, and several other buildings. The main residence is a sprawling 5-bedroom villa that boasts stunning ocean views, high ceilings, and luxurious amenities such as a pool, spa, and fitness centre. The guest house is equally as impressive with 3 bedrooms and its own private pool. Property is known for its beautiful landscaping, which includes lush tropical gardens and manicured lawns. There are also several outdoor living spaces, including a covered terrace with a dining area, a barbecue pit, and an outdoor bar. Considered one of the most exclusive and sought-after properties on the island, the home is not open to the public and is only available for rent to a select group of high-profile guests. The estate offers a level of privacy and seclusion that is difficult to find in other vacation rentals on the island, making it a favourite of celebrities, politicians, and other VIPs. Number 12, the Casements. Another substantial property that was once owned by late billionaire businessman and philanthropist John D. Rockefeller, this home is named after the large casement windows that adorn the front of the house. The house was built in 1913 and was purchased by Rockefeller in 1918 as a winter retreat, and he spent many winters at the property until his death in 1937. The Casements is now owned by the city of Ormond Beach and has been restored to its original grandeur and is listed on the National Register of Historic Places. The house features over 30 rooms and is decorated with antique furnishings and artwork, while the property also includes several acres of gardens, a riverfront park, and a cultural centre that hosts art exhibits, concerts, and other events. Open to the public for tours which provide a glimpse into the life of one of America's most famous industrialists and philanthropists, visitors can explore the house's many rooms, including the library, music room and dining room. In addition to its historical significance, the casements also serves as a community centre for the city of Ormond Beach and is a popular venue for weddings, meetings and other special events. Number 11. Kikuit, the Rockefeller Estate. One of the more famous Rockefeller estates, this historic property is located in Pocantico Hills, New York, and has been the home of several generations of the Rockefeller family. The estate spans over 1,400 acres and features several historic buildings, including a 6-story stone mansion, a coach barn and a golf house, and several gardens and terraces. The mansion was built in the early 20th century and is a Beaux Art style building with 40 rooms that are decorated with art and antiques from around the world. The property is known for its stunning views of the Hudson River Valley, and its landscaped gardens were designed by renowned landscape architect William Wells Bosworth. Now owned by the National Trust for Historic Preservation, its gardens feature fountains, sculptures and an extensive collection of rare trees and shrubs. Kikuit is considered one of the most impressive and significant estates in the United States and attracts visitors from around the world who come to learn about the history of one of America's most influential families. Number 10. The J.Y. Ranch. Considered a national treasure and recognised as a valuable example of the American West's rich cultural heritage, J.Y. Ranch was known for its high-quality cattle. Known today as the Lawrence S. Rockefeller Preserve, it sits on a 1,106-acre refuge within Grand Teton National Park on the southern end of Phelps Lake. Owned by John D. Rockefeller and his family after he purchased the ranch in 1932 for just $49,000, this was quite a significant amount of money at the time. The home became the Rockefeller's family summer retreat, eventually donating much of the land to the National Park Service. Property is now owned by the city of Scottsdale, Arizona, and is operated as a public park and nature preserve where visitors can hike or ride horses through the scenic landscape, learning about the history of the ranch. Number 9. The International House of New York. Originally providing a significant donation to help establish the International House of New York, which opened its doors in 1924, the Rockefeller family and the International House of New York have a historical connection. Over the years, the Rockefeller family has continued to support the mission of the International House, and in 2009, David Rockefeller Jr. made a generous gift to create the David Rockefeller Global Leadership Program. In addition, several members of the Rockefeller family have been involved with the International House over the years. Nelson Rockefeller, the grandson of John D. Rockefeller Jr., served on the I-House Board of Trustees in the 1950s and 1960s, and his wife, Happy Rockefeller, was a long-time supporter of the organization. Many of the members of the Rockefeller family have also been involved with the International House as donors, volunteers, and advocates for its mission. Number 8. Rockwood Hall. Originally owned by William Rockefeller, the younger brother of John D. Rockefeller, Rockwood Hall served as his country home in the late 19th and early 20th centuries. Located in Sleepy Hollow, New York, this historical estate covers over 200 acres and features a large mansion, extensive gardens, and scenic views of the Hudson River. The mansion was designed in the Beaux Art style and features elaborate architectural details, including a grand entrance hall, a sweeping staircase, and ornate plasterwork and wood carving. After William Rockefeller's death in 1922, the property was sold to the American Cyanamid Company and used as a research facility for many years. In the 1980s, the property was acquired by the state of New York and incorporated into the Rockefeller State Park Reserve. Today, the mansion is surrounded by grounds that are open to the public for tours and events, and the property is a popular destination for hikers, picnickers, and nature enthusiasts. Number 7. The Playhouse Estate. Built by John D. Rockefeller for his family in 1927, this 2-story Tudor-style building was built for the family to gather, host events, and simply have a good time. The family hired architect Edward Durrell Stone to oversee a renovation in the 1940s, which involved adding several new wings to the original structure and updating the interior to create a modern living space. Located on the vast Rockefeller Estate in New York, this home has today been passed to the National Trust for historic preservation. Located alongside a 9-hole golf course, the Playhouse includes an indoor swimming pool, tennis courts, basketball court, squash court, billiards room and bowling alleys. More than 270 members of the Rockefeller family have gathered there twice annually for meetings and will continue to do so under a lease with the National Trust. Number 6. Laurel Hill Estate. Once owned by Abby Rockefeller Moores, the granddaughter of oil magnate John D. Rockefeller, this massive estate has 57 acres of woodland, a pool, tennis court and even a Tudor mansion. Now owned by William J. Katakosinos, the estate is worth $18.5 million and has been completely modernised while honouring its enduring legacy. Completely fenced off for ultimate privacy, the land itself acts as a barrier for prying eyes, and the home itself features 3/4-mile drives lined with strands of beech trees and a cobblestone motor court. The historic 10,000 square foot Tudor mansion dating to 1928 presides over the property against a backdrop of rolling manicured lawns. The estate also features a 3-bedroom guest cottage, root cellar, carriage house and a pool house. Several private schools are within driving distance, as well as hospitals, country clubs, churches, and both JFK and MacArthur airports are just 45 minutes away. Number 5. 1 Beekman Place. Situated on a quiet cul-de-sac overlooking the East River, it is known for its exclusive location and high-end amenities. 1 Beekman Place was built by John D. Rockefeller in 1929. Featuring 4 bedrooms and 6 bathrooms, the home was well placed for some of the most amazing parties that took place inside it. Easily worth the $11.5 million asking price and coming with a maintenance of $8,800 a month, this is by far one of the nicest homes on the East River. Among other famous tenants was John D. Rockefeller III, Sir Francis Rondell, the British Consul General in New York, and Wild Bill Donovan of the Office of Strategic Services. The home features 60 linear feet of windows, a 1-bedroom staff apartment on a separate floor, and 5,200 square feet of living space. The home also features a private elevator, stylish library, soaring ceilings and fireplaces, expansive eat-in kitchen, indoor swimming pool, and an east-facing garden courtyard. 1 Beekman Place was a pioneer building among some of the earlier pre-war buildings. Number 4. The Upper East Side Townhouse. Another home belonging to the late David Rockefeller, this 10,000 square foot home recently sold for $20 million. Located at 146 East 65th Street, the property was originally built in 1924, where Rockefeller hired Mott Schmidt to renovate the interior. Spread over 5 floors, including a 2,958 square foot basement, the home has 8 bedrooms and 8 full bathrooms, while the spiral staircase has a domed skylight at the top. The basement includes a temperature-controlled wine vault, and the whole property is served by its own elevator covering all levels. Officially Peggy and David Rockefeller's primary residence for 69 years, the home is 40 foot wide and has a gold dining room that overlooks the 40 foot wide garden. Number 3. 13 West 54th Street home in New York City. Originally commissioned for businessman William Murray, he sold number 13 to John D. Rockefeller Sr. in 1906, who let his son-in-law John D. Rockefeller Jr. live in the home until 1913. Nelson Rockefeller used number 13 as an office from the 1940s until his death in 1979, and he purchased number 15 and operated it as the Museum of Primitive Art from 1957 to 1979. Designating the house as an official landmark in 1981, the homes were added to the National Register of Historic Places in 1990. Today the houses are used for a number of ventures, including restaurant spaces. Number 2. Chase Manhattan Bank. Probably one of the most famous banks linked to the Rockefeller dynasty, John D. Rockefeller Jr. made a significant acquisition through the Equitable Trust Company of New York in 1930. This instantly made Chase the largest bank in both the US and the world, and in 1955 Chase National Bank and the Manhattan Company merged to create Chase Manhattan Bank. Chase established the first branch of an American bank in Moscow in the then Soviet Union in 1973 and took control of over 16 companies. After global success, the CEO of the bank, Rockefeller, retired in 1981 and was succeeded by his protege, Willard C. Butcher. Number 1. 740 Park Avenue. One of the most expensive properties in the Rockefeller dynasty, the $39.5 million penthouse at 740 Park Avenue, was built in 1929 by James T. Lee and was designed by architect Rosario Candela. Some of its more famous residents include, of course, John D. Rockefeller, but other names some people may recognize include Stephen Schwarzman and Vera Wang. The home includes a private elevator vestibule that covers every floor, multiple living and entertainment spaces, and a wood-panelled library with a built-in bar. The property includes a formal dining room with renovated kitchen and butler's pantry and has its own separate wine refrigerator. Named one of the world's richest apartment buildings, much media coverage has been had over the decades. Several high-profile buyers have had their offers turned down, including Joan Crawford, Barbra Streisand and Barbara Walters. The building in which the apartment is located is by far one of the city's most celebrated addresses and sits on its own corner with absolute authority. Other features that residents have access to include a doorman and a concierge, their own health club, a private storage area, and a central laundry room. Thanks for watching this video on 20 expensive things owned by the Rockefeller family. If you enjoyed the longer form content, please consider smashing the like button to help us appear to more people with the same interests. Click the subscribe button with the bell icon to get notifications of when we publish new videos, and comment down below if you think I missed anything.